Alright, here we are doing a change out of a 2002 Honda Accord. Just got to loosen up. There's two bolts against the back of the caliper. These are the rears.
Sometimes you have to...
There's a little nut right on the top inside, right there. That has to be held, otherwise it won't come out.
Sometimes, yeah.
Gets all loose on you, so you got to use... Once you break it free with the thread locker, you hold on to that nut. Go ahead and do the one on the back side there.
And that is turning, so.
See it up there?
Yep. Okay.
So once those come off,
Just a sec. Almost.
hard part is getting all those threads out of there.
Okay.
Should be able to slide or pry the housing off.
By the way, the e-brake is off. So.
Oh yes, the e-brake has to be off on the rears because the e-brake locks it up. Slide your two pads out. Now this is the part, everything goes back together normal, but here's the difficult part that you have to remember with these. Down here, there's a star pattern. Instead of clamping it with a C-clamp, you actually have to turn it and that compresses the caliper.
It's threaded, yeah.
So it's threaded, and as it compresses, it unthreads. So we get that down to where it's flush.
Yep. Okay.
On a side note, you're gonna come over here to the front. Make sure when you're changing your brakes, you always want to take the cap off of where you fill your brakes. Very important. Something that really needs to be done. Now we get some brake cleaner and clean everything out. Get all nice and clean. This really is a pretty easy job when you know all the tricks and secrets.
Yep.
So that's what this video is for, is to show the tricks and the secrets and how to get the brakes done quickly and easily so anyone can do it. Just your tools in your garage. Doesn't need to be major brake tech. Make sure you get the right ones. The parts store will tell you exactly what you need. As long as you have the year, the make, the model, and the engine size. Different engine sizes sometimes come with different setups on their brakes. Larger engine will usually have discs nowadays instead of a drum brake. These, of course, are disc brakes, seen by the disc.
So just putting a little brake grease on the back side.
Here's the brake grease that keeps it from chattering and
Wear
making
indicator
noises.
Goes on the back. There's the two pads.
That pad, if you saw the metal bar, that's the wear indicator. Wear indicator gets hidden on the back. As you can see, once the front one goes in, does not have the little metal tab. A little brake grease on there. You can see the little metal tab right there, sticking out. That's your wear indicator. That goes on the inside.
Now, you can lube the sliders, but I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Oh, dang it. Wouldn't hurt.
There you go. There we go. These are the sliders that come in and out.
Just put a little grease on there.
Get a little grease on there, and what that's going to do is make them slide a little easier As the piston compresses, it pushes that in, this side on here, into the brake, causing the brake to squeeze together, and they go along those sliders. Right there. So as you can see, it's going to press in. Bottom one. As you can see, we're only 5.5 minutes into the brake job. A couple of notes that I wanted to bring up when doing this is before you lift up your vehicle, make sure you know where your jack points are. This jack point not only in the front, but it's actually back from there. And you want to loosen the lugs on your tires before you jack it up. If you loosen the lugs on your tire, it's not going to free spin the tire or the wheel. So you want to loosen the lugs before you jack your car up. Hopefully you're watching this video before you get started on the brake job to see how easy it really is. So you can catch all these notes that we're remembering on our way to explaining this. So, screw the screws back in, tighten them down, and that's all you have to do. Putting a little thread locker on the threads keeps those threads nice and tight in there. Those nice and tight. You have to hold the other nut to help loosen it. Sometimes it holds, sometimes it doesn't. When we're done with this, we just have to press on the brakes, make sure no air got in the line. If you do it this way without opening up the brake bleeder, which is on the top up there, you're not introducing any air into the system. You shouldn't have to bleed the brakes at any time doing a pad change out. The only time you bleed the brakes is if you have to loosen the...
I should hit this with a torque wrench too.
These should also be torqued for our standard purposes. We don't have torque wrench. There's a certain torque value. If you look it up for your vehicle, you should be able to get those torque values if you have a torque wrench available. Yep. You can torque it down. If not, use the German torque method. It's called Guten Tight. That usually works too. Hope you enjoyed this little brake swap out tutorial, and I think that's everything. When you're done with this side, go to the other side, do the same thing. Make sure to put the cap on your brake fill reservoir in the engine compartment and tighten that down, and you should be good to go. Drive around the block a couple times, hitting the brakes pretty hard. What that does is seed the brakes, and it will help you to get those brakes seated into where they should be, and you should be good to go on the road, no problems.